Good morning, everyone. It is a Wednesday here at WMSC 90.3 Upper Montclair, and you're probably wondering what show is this? And it is The Morning Buzz, and it is I, Isaiah, joined by Aidan. We got Lana inside the main studio for the first time in what feels like 7 months, but she arrived. Were you the first in studio, Lana?
No, technically that's
Yeah.
Lana. And of course, we got Anthony. And I think and Amina. Amina. Okay,
Yeah.
first, Amina, can you talk very quickly?
Can you hear me?
Oh, great. Amina, we can hear you. It's like you're in studio with us.
Wait, you can hear her?
So of course, when Amina's in the separate studio, she gets the mic to work.
She's in the void. All right, guys, let's start the show. We got things to talk about. Amina, it's 7 a.m. We need to know what's going on around the world, so please fill us in.
All right. So, in national news, a large destructive tornado struck the east side of New Orleans on Tuesday evening, causing severe damage and killing at least one person in the St. Bernard Parish area. Other residents were hospitalized with injuries that are not life threatening. The twister was part of an outbreak of severe thunderstorms across the deep south and followed a sage of tornadoes in Texas on Monday. In state news, the stealth Omicron cases continue to rise in New Jersey. It is now the dominant strain in the region. The stealth Omicron is the dominant strain in the New Jersey and New York region, accounting for 52% of all cases as of March 19th. Despite the stark rise, keeping in mind that positive samples have tripled since early February, experts are still not overly concerned. In local news, Montclair schools are expected to receive an increase in state aid. Governor Phil Murphy's proposed 2022 to 2023 budget would provide Montclair Public Schools with more than $8.41 million in state aid. This would be a 4.73% increase from last year, in which Montclair received only $8.3 million for 2021 to 2022. For the weather, it is mostly clear today with a high of 51 and a low of 38, with a humidity level of 38% and good air quality at 30.
Wow. I love a good air quality. Thank you very much, Amina. Now we're going to throw it to Anthony with sports. I'm going to cancel my mic.
All right, you do that. All right. So New York Mayor Eric Adams announced yesterday that professional sports teams' vaccine mandates are still in effect for the near future. This affects the New York NBA affiliates, New York Knicks and Brooklyn Nets, as well as the MLB affiliates, New York Yankees and Mets. Adams has been heavily criticized by Brooklyn Nets star Kevin Durant these last few days, saying that his vaccine mandate was, quote, ridiculous and a flex of authority. Adams, in response to this, said yesterday that he is going to, quote, follow the science and make the right decision. The vaccine mandate may be coming close to an end, but it seems like it may be going on for a few more weeks at the least. The Mets and first baseman Pete Alonso agreed yesterday on a new deal that would pay him $7.4 million for one season. Alonso has been the best hitter on the Mets the last 3 seasons, accumulating a 256 batting average, 106 home runs, and 249 RBIs in that span. He's also the two-time reigning home run derby champion. Alonso joins a long list of signings in this monster Mets offseason, which includes signings of Max Scherzer, Chris Bassett, and Adam Ottavino. Running back Leonard Fournette re-signed with the Buccaneers, the team announced yesterday. The deal is worth a reported 3 years, $21 million. Fournette was on his way to a career year last year, which ended in a hamstring injury in Week 14. In his 2 seasons with the Bucs, Fournette has a championship ring and a Pro Bowl nomination. The Knicks fell last night to the Atlanta Hawks 117 to 111. Trae Young went off for 45 as he continues to be the villain of New York Knicks fans. And the Devils took home the Hudson River rivalry last night, taking down the Rangers 7-4. Jack Hughes netted 2 goals for the Devils in the victory. The Rangers lead the season series 2-1, with these teams meeting one more time this season on April 5th.
And thank you very much, Anthony. As always, we appreciate you filling us in on the news of sports, because people love sports around here. And very quickly, I will say about the Mayor Adams debate. For Kyrie, there was a solution to him playing. It's a very easy solution. Some would say it's a very quick solution. If he just got vaccinated, he'd be able to play. I will say the mandate makes zero sense about what's going on, because players from other teams that aren't vaccinated can play in New York, but Kyrie can't because he is living in New York. It's very confusing mandate that doesn't
Yeah.
make much sense to me.
I never really understand it. I mean, if a majority of the NBA is vaccinated, then it shouldn't. He's only posing a threat to himself, is what I'm saying. None of these other guys who are vaccinated are at risk anymore.
Yeah.
So what's the point of barring him from playing in the New York games if
I don't
he's
know.
only
It
posing a
just
threat to
doesn't
himself?
make because I don't even think fans are required to have vaccines.
Yeah, you just
anymore.
gotta show a negative COVID test. If
Yeah.
he could just do that, then why does he have to?
Exactly. But what's also weird is that he's allowed to practice with the team,
Yeah,
and he's also allowed to sit on the bench with the team.
I'm all for COVID guidelines, and I think COVID's still a very serious issue, but I feel like Eric Adams is very contradictory and
Yeah.
sort of hypocritical.
Like once again, I think my personal opinion, obviously, I think he should have gotten vaccinated. No one, it could have been done with already. He could have been playing the whole season. Regardless, he has the right to make his own decision. That is his right as a American citizen. But this mandate makes no sense from the mayor, and I'm surprised it's actually still going on because I thought there's a lot of talk in like the sports and media world that Mayor Adams was going to likely overturn it so that Kyrie could play, and that has not been the case. If anything, it doesn't seem like it's going to be going away.
The vaccine mandates in effect for outdoor games too, like the baseball. Like they're saying that in order to play a baseball game outside, you need to be vaccinated.
Yeah, I mean I think NFL is the only one to drop the mandate.
Yeah, something like
entirely.
that.
So they don't really. In the NFL, at least, COVID's dead, guys. We could get into a really long conversation about this because I think it's definitely interesting, but we cannot on this show because we got some things to take care of. Aidan, Disney has a walkout.
Disney walkouts. Now, earlier this month, Disney CEO Bob Chapek spoke about the bill in a note to employees, but refused to directly condemn it publicly. Instead, Chapek said Disney's continuing to tell diverse stories is a more appropriate response to the legislation, which prohibits teachers from discussing LGBTQ plus issues with children in third grade and below. The lack of a direct response to the bill led to Disney employees staging a walkout on Tuesday to protest of the company's lack of response to Florida's controversial parental rights and education law, also referred to as the Don't Say Gay bill. While many employees at Disney headquarters in Burbank, California did protest, it did not appear to be a massive showing across the company. A spokesperson for Disney had to say this, quote, "We know how important this issue is for our LGBTQ plus employees, their families, and allies. We respect our colleagues' right to express their views, and we pledge our ongoing support of the LGBTQ plus community in the fight for equal rights." ESPN and Disney Plus stood by the protest by both issuing statements supporting the walkout and denounced any legislation prohibiting the infringement of basic human rights. Disney said they held a company meeting to further discuss the topic. Now, I've always been kind of grossed out by, I don't know if you guys have picked up on this, but Disney and especially their child companies have always been very, very held back to show any gay or basically anything beyond straight hetero relationships. And that's for a marketing purpose. That's for them not wanting to push buttons. And that's also because Disney as a company is based in those values, which has always kind of disgusted me. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was that huge controversy at the end of that last Star Wars movie, Rise of the Skywalker.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They kept talking all about how they had like LGBT representation, and the movie came out and it was just two girls kissing in the background at the end of the movie.
Yeah, and then didn't it get like
Oh,
cut
wow.
out in China because they wanted the movie in China?
Yep, it got cut out in
Really?
China. Everyone was thinking that it was going to be like Finn
Huh.
and Poe or like some other like development,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but no, it was just a background kiss. And ever since then, like I don't think there's been a single good case of LGBT representation except for maybe that one like background animated show, The Owl House, that I was reading up on because I read that was the only good LGBT representation
Yeah. I think
Disney has put out.
that sounds like that. And I follow like the Disney company a lot, like with their inner workings. And despite him being gone since 1966, they still seem to have Walt's values embedded in them.
Yeah.
And Walt Disney was an interesting person. He did some questionable things.
Oh, questionable is
Um
certainly a word.
so
Yeah.
It was kind of interesting, I guess, like really to see this. And I am glad like the other employees are like not taking a stand and trying to go against this. And like I'm following the company now, and like Chapek is not very well liked as a CEO from what I've noticed.
That's most CEOs though.
Yeah.
No one's ever been like, man, I really like that CEO over there.
I like
Like
personally
all of them have done some very shady things to probably get to where their position is now.
yeah, that's true. I kind of see like Chapek like starting off becoming what Eisner was later on. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Michael Eisner.
I am not. But
No.
it sounds like a
Imagineers,
bad
right?
thing.
So he was a Disney CEO back during the what's known as the Disney Renaissance. That's when like Little Mermaid came out and all those movies from like the 90s, Aladdin. And he was praised as the start of the Disney Renaissance because at the time Disney was suffering really badly. But things went downhill like in the mid 90s between the failure of Disneyland Paris, which is still the least performing park, and a bunch of other failures, and it kind of made Eisner spiral and brought the company down with him, and they were almost going to be taken over again, which was what he was originally trying to save them from.
Oh wow.
Well, he has made them the richest media company.
Yep.
the
Now they
world.
pretty much own
Own
every single
everything.
property you
Every
know of.
single-
That's true, yeah.
But it just reminds me that like anytime you see a company, especially during Pride Month or any other month where they put all that stuff out about them being inclusive, or they change their profile picture to the LGBT flag, you know they're full of it, man. They don't care.
Yeah.
None of these big companies actually care. At the end of the day, they're trying to make a profit, which is why
Exactly.
they'll cut
And that little
everything.
symbol is probably making them a lot of money.
It is
Yeah,
because
that's-
people will keep buying it. They
Mhm.
see themselves pretend to be included and they soak it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it makes you like really wonder like a lot of if you have Disney Plus on like a lot of their old movies, they have like a warning label on them,
Yeah.
and it makes you like wonder like do they actually like think that way, feel that way now, or are they just saying that just so they don't get sued?
Probably so. What do you think, Lana?
Probably.
Guys, we got some more things to talk about. And as promised, we got some Pepsi conversation as there was a large fire blazing at the Pepsi facility in Piscataway last night. The fire broke out at the soft drink plant on New Brunswick Avenue as a manufacturing area of the facility continued to burn around 7:30 p.m. Emergency crews quickly arrived at the scene and tried to stop the fire from spreading out further. Mayor Brian C. Waller added quotes, "This is an all hands on deck mutual aid call for Middlesex County." The blaze was expected to reach at least 4 alarms, and that means 4 stations were called to help stop the fire and potentially save anyone in danger. There were no immediate reports of injuries to employees at the plant. Mayor Waller adamantly urged residents to avoid the area as crews were working to prevent the fire from spreading to nearby woods and residences. Photos on social media and videos as well showed thick smoke billowing from the facility, as residents in the area also reported hearing multiple explosions. In a statement, Pepsi said the fire started outside its plant and at its warehouse. Quotes, "Details of how the fire started will be investigated. First responders are on site working to ensure that the fire is controlled and quickly put out. All employees and people who were in the facility have been evacuated with no injuries." End quote. That is a wild scenario that first of all, did you guys even know that there's a Pepsi facility in New Jersey?
Yes, I live there.
Really? Okay.
Oh.
Did you hear about it, Amina?
Yeah, I could see it from my house.
No way.
And like before I even knew of the fire, like you can hear like these loud like booms. Like it was hard to describe, but it was like just these loud things. Like it sounded like something was blowing up, but like you weren't sure until you actually like went outside, and then you just see like all this black smoke.
That's
smell?
insane. Oh, did like
smell?
the smoke affect your breathing at all? Do you know? Or
Well, I wasn't outside for long,
Okay.
so not for me, but I know they told people like to not be out in the area.
wow.
Mm.
I didn't even know. Okay, Amina, that was great reporting, Amina. Thank you.
Of course, I took pictures because I was trying to show my dad.
you took pictures and didn't share.
Wait, can you
It's
show
not
them?
the best. I mean,
I mean, I have a video right here that I think I could get playing. But wow, thank you, Amina.
of course.
I mean, it's lucky that no one got injured.
Yeah.
Just you hear all the time about like fires that happen in manufacturing plants, and just it can spread so quickly, and you have so many people compacted into one little area. It sometimes can be really bad, but luckily there's really no harm to
Yeah,
anyone
thankfully.
involved.
Because a lot of these fires, like at least they sent as many aid as they could. I think it's 4 alarms, so
Mhm.
4 stations were called to help stop the fire. But that's insane. And you forget that kind of things like this can happen anywhere at all times. And yeah, certainly interesting, guys. And I think everyone got a little lucky yesterday.
And it
Yeah,
could have
for
been like
sure.
really bad because like if you there's residential areas close by, there's a wooded area close
Mhm.
by.
Yeah,
That could be a forest fire.
exactly.
Yeah.
We are back here live on WMC 90.3 Upper Montclair. It is the Morning Buzz Wednesday edition. And guys, regardless of what happens during this little event called Battle of the Buzz, I can guarantee you this. No other team on the Morning Buzz, and I can say this factually, and this is 100% facts, plays better music than I. And I will continue to say that because sometimes your guys' music is doo-doo. But guys, we're gonna move on to the next segment, where we're gonna talk some stories and stuff, talk some things, perhaps about mayonnaise, Citizen Kane. Who knows? You know what? Let's go with this story. We're gonna start in the world of Netflix because we all like Netflix, right? But maybe it's time to cancel your Netflix account. So sharing your Netflix password with someone has been free for outside households, for the most part. You share with your mom, your cousin, everyone's on this one account, but that could be a thing of the past. In a news release posted on its website, the streaming giant announced that it will be testing ways to make user sharing an account outside the household pay for additional members. Quote, we've always made it easy for people who live together to share their Netflix account with features like separate profiles and multiple streams in our standard and premium plans. While these have been hugely popular, they have also created some confusion about when and how Netflix can be shared. The improper sharing of accounts outside household has affected Netflix's ability to invest in great new TV and films for our members. The company's terms of service say an account may not be shared with individuals beyond your household, which is often, nobody really pays attention to that rule. And the test run of new prices to add extra members on standard or premium plans will first take place in the land of Latin America, as Chile, Costa Rica, and Peru have all been played by Netflix. Guys, is it time to cancel Netflix?
They had to do this right when Bridgerton season 2 is coming out.
Mm.
I just don't get why that's any of their concern. Like, that's not your business who I give my password
Mhm.
to, whose password I have. As long as you're getting paid, somebody's paying for these subscriptions. So
Yeah.
They just want more money because they know people who are just using other people's passwords could be paying outside the house.
but
Yeah.
then so like does that count for like think about college students? Like if you're like out of state or something, you're not technically in your house. Are they going to be able to track you down?
I think so, because they're going to be using IP addresses. So
Yeah.
wherever you're logging in from, I guess.
it's
is-
But you still live at home.
apparently not to Netflix.
It's
I'm
sort of just
imagining.
like
Oh, Netflix.
it's like sort of just like cable TV. Like you can't like go on cable
Yeah.
TV outside of your house.
And for all of that, I might as well just have cable.
Exactly.
I didn't get rid of the
Exactly.
cable box for this.
Here's the thing. I understand. I want to make 2 points here, I guess. Is that one, obviously their mindset is clearly that they make enough money off of that one subscriber, but in a family of what I think there's 6 people using my mom's Netflix account. So instead of just one person paying, they can get 5 different payments, and I don't know how much the increase is going to be at either, but I guess their point is, obviously trying to drain as much money as they can. But the problem, I think, even with this decision, is that everyone is caught up to Netflix in the world of streaming services. Like you have Hulu, you have Paramount with like the Halo series, and you got Peacock, you got HBO, you have all these other alternatives. So I don't know if this is really gonna like fare well for Netflix. I think a lot of people are gonna respond very easily and just cancel it because it's not like the Netflix originals are the Netflix originals from like 4 years ago, because all those companies now have their own streaming service where they have those Netflix originals now on their end.
Yeah, it just seems like Netflix is
It seems like a
hurting
panic
themselves.
move,
Yeah,
right?
they're hurting themselves right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
They don't have to do something like this. It's sort of a panic move. Yeah, you're
I
right.
wonder if like Netflix is gonna like go bankrupt in like some years.
Eh,
Like
I
don't
I
think
doubt
so.
that.
I mean, it's not crazy. I mean, if they start really like doing moves that hurt their company like this, and then like they don't produce good enough shows, and they start losing their brand titles to back to like NBC, like they lose The Office, they lost.
Well, I
Other
think
show-
they've already lost everything.
Yeah, they lost The
Yeah.
Office,
But
they're
they've been
gonna lose.
making a lot of original content.
But I'm saying like
Yeah.
their original content was not as good as The Office. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, The
they're-
Office is a bad show, but we can get into that conversation
Oh,
another
no,
day.
no,
Uh-oh.
no. But all right, I'll let you go. I'll let you slide with that one. But just you're not making good enough content of your originals, and you're losing all your brand shows that were on other networks that are going to their streaming services. So if you're losing all that, and you're now charging people extra for being out of the house,
Exactly.
it's
a problem.
It might create something that they don't want.
Hmm.
yeah. Hey, all I gotta say is why don't we just bring back Blockbuster?
Stop. They're actually I forget where it is, but there's kind of like this Airbnb. Good lord, I'm my grandmother right now. Airbnb, where pretty much you rent a room inside of an actual Blockbuster, but it's like everything's 90s themed within the Blockbuster. So it's almost like this kind of cool, trendy thing that people have been like obviously doing. I think it's a pretty cool idea. That's the only way Blockbuster will ever live again. I think there's one open in some random state, probably Alaska or something.
Oh, I don't want to have to go all the way to Alaska.
Nobody wants to go to
Alright.
Alaska.
Do people
Your
even still
DVDs
have
over there.
DVD players?
For
I
real.
do.
DVD player.
I have
I
an
want
like a
Xbox
VCR.
360 and
Uh,
that plays.
I don't have a VCR anymore, but I do have a DVD
I-
player.
I want to get a projector that can like project DVDs, and then when I get older, have a home theater, and then like have a DVD collection.
That sounds amazing.
I would
Sounds so
rather
fun.
have this. Same thing, projector, but everything is just on an app.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of work to be putting DVDs in
No,
these
but look,
days.
imagine you have like a cool like bookcase full of DVDs. It looks cool.
Yeah, here's the thing. I had that and it takes up a lot of space.
Yeah, but
So
if you have
now
a
all
home
those
theater, you
DVDs have
like-
been donated to Goodwill.
It's like people like collecting vinyls. Like it's
Yeah,
nice.
I collect
No,
vinyls.
you can miss me with vinyls as well.
Like I feel like I would also like to do that with VHS tapes. Like I used to love watching movies on VHS.
Yeah.
Mm,
Well, I feel like that's just because that's all we had.
yeah, that's just a nostalgia thing right there.
Man before time on VHS.
Hey, a little tangent real quick. Have you guys seen the movie Valiant?
No.
Never.
Okay, good. Never mind. Continue.
Yeah. Very quickly before we move on from Netflix, just to kind of see where Netflix is, at least for us. Do you guys have any shows or movies that you watch still on Netflix?
I'm still watching Community.
Okay, that's also available on other platforms, no?
Oh,
It used to be on Hulu, maybe.
It might be on Peacock.
It's
'cause-
probably on Peacock
yeah.
now too. So maybe Netflix originals. We'll go with that question.
Bridgerton. Yeah.
Bridgerton, that's a popular
I
one.
really liked Daybreak, and then they canceled it.
What was Daybreak?
That was the zombie one.
Okay.
A bunch of teenagers.
Usually, I just watch the Netflix like docu-series.
Oh, so you're a docuseries guy.
Yeah, I'm watching I was watching the Mafia one, like the one they did with the New York Mafia,
Ah, okay.
like the sting operation they did in the '80s, like that one. I saw-
Cool.
I think the only Netflix show I'm still genuinely like watching is Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Don't
right,
get me
so-
started.
But you know, we gotta
Oh,
wait.
you're
You
not a
gotta wait
Stranger
8
Things
years
guy?
between
Watching
seasons.
that.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing. I liked Stranger Things. The problem with Stranger Things to me is that it's literally the same storyline every season.
True.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's cool. Like I like the first couple of seasons, but I feel like it could have ended after probably just 1 or 2 seasons,
The
if we're being
plot's
honest.
definitely boring, but the characters keep me going.
The
back.
characters are
Yeah.
cool.
Like I like the cop. I like Steve.
Problem
The rest
is,
of them are okay.
and also the problem is it takes like 8 years to make a season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. By the time they come out with this new one, they're gonna be like 30.
Yeah, like the first
Mhm.
season came out in like 2014,
Yeah.
and the last season's gonna come out like 2022,
Yeah.
and there's only 4
Wild.
seasons.
Amina, you watching anything on Netflix these days?
I do. I watch I love Netflix because Netflix has options. If I
Mhm.
want to watch something fun, I can watch a cooking show. I can also, they do have good documentaries, I must say that. And then their original series, I feel like they have something for each category I like.
Yeah, I think I'm surprised. Well, I'm not surprised, but I would agree. I think I've seen like a lot of Netflix shows,
Mhm.
especially one of my favorite ones is Kim's Convenience. I think that's an
Oh,
always
that's a really good
reliable
one.
show on Netflix, and that's something you could just play on the background too while you're doing other stuff. I think similar to Community in the sense where
Yeah.
I don't actually have to actively be watching it, but I can look and like laugh very quickly. So that show for zombie, they have a couple good zombie shows I think on Netflix right now. Kingdom, which it takes place in Korea, but it's before obviously technology, so it's like feudal Korea, and it's definitely a cool take I think on the whole zombie thing. So that's definitely a show that I loved, and waiting on season 3. I need it now. And obviously Money Heist was one of my favorite shows. Shout out to Tokyo. Farewell, my friend. Spoilers. But yeah, I think there's a lot of good options on Netflix, and I'm really hoping that role is just ends very quickly. Because I think it's a whack rule.
I still won't cancel because my shows are not over, so
You
I
need to
won't
see
be
it through.
canceling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just more of an HBO Max guy.
Oh, I love HBO Max.
Okay, what are you watching on HBO Max then?
I'm watching the new Lakers show, Winning Time.
Oh, I remember you're still watching that one.
Yeah, it comes out in episodes every week on Sunday. and
Oh,
it
okay.
is so good.
Cool.
HBO
love that
Max
show.
is amazing. I
Yeah.
love HBO.
Oh, of course, Alana likes HBO Max. I watch DC.
Everything
Wow.
DC.
HBO Max kind of
I
smacks them.
can't escape it. The hate, it hurts.
I'm sorry, Lana. That's very mean.
okay.
What are you watching on HBO Max?
Well, yeah, it is a lot of.
That's what I thought.
Peacemaker is so good. It's by James Gunn.
Yeah.
That
I
does
have to
look
watch
really
it.
good.
I heard it's
so good.
really funny.
I finished it. Probably one of the best shows on television.
Wow.
Wait, is that the one with John Cena?
Yeah. John Cena can surprisingly
What was that
act.
theme song for that show? It was like really weird. They're doing like a dance number.
It's so good.
Mhm.
It's the I never skipped it, not once. It's the intro to every single episode, and it is so good.
That's
It's a
hilarious.
choreographed dance that they did in a high school gym
Wow.
that they practiced for like 6 hours, and it's so good.
I feel like John Cena is a very interesting human being,
Oh, he is.
to the point where obviously he did WWE. He was like a huge star there. Everyone likes him. Nobody can see him. And while he's doing that, he dropped like a rap album in the middle of his wrestling career.
What time is up? What
He
time is
did.
now?
Time is up. And honestly,
Oh, I'm getting him confused with.
I'm
Dwayne The
going to
Rock
take a
Johnson.
bold take here, but John Cena might be a top 5 white rapper of all time. But moving on from that segment right there,
That's-
he's also like a pretty good actor, which
Yeah.
I guess it shows that he's a very well-rounded entertainer, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so shout out to John Cena, I guess.
I mean, also HBO Max like does have like some really like good like animated stuff. Like I watched Regular Show
I
on there
love
with
Regular
my
Show.
boyfriend.
That's
Close
on
enough?
HBO?
Are you talking about Close Enough?
What?
You're talking about the show they made after Regular Show?
No.
JG Quintel. He made a second show on HBO
I
Max.
haven't
Yeah,
seen
that one's
it.
good.
Close
Really?
enough. So
Close
good.
enough.
Yeah.
Also,
It's in like the same style.
Smiling Friends was
Interesting.
pretty good.
Smiling Friends was good.
I
Yeah.
keep hearing about that show. I saw a clip and thought it was very stupid.
I tried to start watching rewatching Samurai Jack.
It does not age well, I'm guessing.
No, it's just that like the first episode moves a little too slow. And the second episode, like the first few episodes are a little slow. And it's tough to get back into.
Oh, okay. That's fair though.
But it's good.
HBO Max, I like that I was having those theatrical releases for a while. That's what I was watching on there.
Yeah.
What is that movie? Godzilla vs. King Kong.
Oh,
Storyline ridiculous.
Godzilla's
Makes
my
no
man.
sense.
I love
but
Godzilla.
visually, that was a very beautiful movie, I thought. Moving on, because honestly, it doesn't take too much to entertain me these days. Just a giant space lizard and a monkey. We're gonna go on to talk about some mayonnaise and guns, apparently. Aidan, can you read?
I would love to. first of all, hey, Caitlin, I love you. That's all. Good morning. And mayo leads to gunshots. Our second gunshot story today. A Burger King employee was reportedly arrested after she allegedly shot at a customer for tossing mayonnaise at her. Police say 30-year-old Shatisha Monique Hicks was seen arguing with a male customer. When he started to drive away, Hicks retrieved a weapon from her car and opened fire on the man's vehicle, shooting 5 times. He was making faces at her through the car window out here in the road, and that's when he pulled in here, and that just set her off. The witness, who identifies himself as Kevin, a relative of Hicks, says the man threw mayonnaise at her. Kevin added, quote, she started jumping up and down, ran outside, and started shooting at him. He took off, and that got her in the car and followed him. Police tracked Hicks down about a mile from her home and placed her into custody. West News reported that the gun was found in Hicks' vehicle floorboard under the vehicle's discovery. Hicks's face one charge of discharging a firearm while in public. As for the condition of the man who was shot at, police have not tracked down the victim as of yet. Not a single time in that story did I know what was going to happen next, and that may have been the most awful story I've read on this page.
I feel like that was just the combination of the 2 worst people in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one was a good person in that story.
And it was in Florida. You didn't. It was a Florida story.
Of course it was.
It was a Florida border.
Where else would this happen?
Yeah, well,
Come on, guys.
I was hoping not Florida.
Mayonnaise and guns? That's only
It was
one
also
state.
a Burger King too. Like, does anything
Which
good
is-
ever happen in
ugh.
Burger King?
Burger King
Burger King
stinks.
is
Burger
Burger
King
King is
is
disgusting.
Absolute garbage
Sandpaper.
of fast food.
Burger King and Arby's are the 2 worst. Easy.
Oh god, I can't eat
I
Arby's.
hate
just-
Burger King. And I also got to say, I've never seen someone take home a bag of Arby's.
No, because Arby's, for a place that says we have the meats, it's really concerning when you go there and they don't tell you what meat is in your sandwich. Have you ever been to an Arby's?
Reuben.
I have. I feel like I actually went one time when I was a lot younger. All I remember is just the curly fries.
Same.
That is I don't remember anything else.
No,
in
I
that
remember the
experience.
apple juice. They have good apple juice boxes.
I went there recently. They didn't tell me. It was just like white. And I was like, what? And then they handed me the sandwich and it was just white meat and cheese. And I was like, okay.
Why is it white?
I assume it was turkey, but it didn't taste like turkey. It kind of had a
White.
bologna
Oh
taste to
my,
it.
oh my god.
Why would you just eat something
What?
that you didn't know what it was?
I thought it would be funny.
All I remember
What?
all I remember from Arby's is this like orange shake from like I got when I was little.
The only time I
And
ever
it did not go well.
The only time I ever been to Arby's was my mom used to play softball in town, and her team was like the Arby's team. Like they sponsored my mom's
That's
softball team.
hilarious.
So
Oh.
she had like a shirt that just said Arby's on it, like her number on the back. And the one time I went to Arby's after the game, and like I got like a sandwich. And I remember eating it, and I was just like, this stinks. I was just like, I took 3 bites, and I was like, Mom, I'm done. No
Can
more.
your mom get me an Arby's jersey by any chance?
I'll have to
That'd
see
be
if she still has
hilarious.
it. She's probably listening right now. Mom, if you find the Arby's shirt, can you give it to me?
I hope that there's like in your house. There's just
We'll put it up
one box
on the
of them.
wall over the
Yes.
show.
I want my own Arby's jersey that just says Ping Arby's and has like a number.
Eat
on the
Arby's,
back.
yeah.
It's got to say we have the meats though.
We have the meats. I would wear that every day. I
That'd
swear
be
to God.
hilarious.
Well,
But yeah, this story is very.
it's- yeah.
I don't know how,
Over
why
mayonnaise.
over mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise. I don't like mayonnaise.
Amina, I have a question for you. I feel like every day I discover a new food habit that you have, whether it's you refuse to mix your plate together, and now you don't like mayonnaise. What do
No.
you like?
Like condiments?
Yeah.
Mm, ketchup, but just for the fries. I don't dip my nuggets in that. I could do barbecue sauce sometimes. I only like McDonald's sweet and sour sauce.
Sweet and sour
Yes.
sounds good.
Anything spicy.
You don't like spicy?
No, I do.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right.
Yeah. It's just
That's fair.
mhm.
Got it.
Mayonnaise. If you like, I could get away with like very light, like one, not even a thick coating, just a very like a scrape, basically. But other than that,
Okay. Okay, so do you like coleslaw or
Mm-mm.
macaroni salad
Mm-mm.
or potato
Mm-mm.
salad?
I love all of that.
What?
I love all of that.
You don't
No
like potato
way.
salad?
I don't like any of that.
I
No.
love macaroni salad.
I don't like it. Cold mayonnaise is just
What?
not good. I like
Huh,
mayonnaise on like
you
a
like
chicken
warm
sandwich.
mayonnaise?
Yeah, on like a chicken sandwich.
Wha-
You like
Have you never had a crispy chicken
I don't even-
sandwich
Yeah,
from
with
like
mayo?
Popeyes?
With
Yeah, they
mayo?
always come with mayo.
I don't even know how to respond.
I don't
to
like
that.
chicken sandwiches.
I-
Whoa.
It comes with
whoa,
What is
whoa, whoa,
happening
whoa,
right now?
whoa,
It just doesn't
whoa.
taste
Ew,
good
wait,
when
you
it's
guys like
cold.
pickles on your
Everything's getting
sandwich?
worse.
Yes, I like pickles.
Oh no.
How do
Have
you
you
not
never
like
had-
chicken sandwiches?
Have you
I
never
just
had the
don't.
secret sauce from like McDonald's?
Alright,
It just
alright,
cooked
Okay,
up in
alright.
mayo.
Stop
warm mayonnaise
accusing
is
each
fine.
other.
It's just the fact that you don't like cold mayonnaise is weird.
Because then you taste the mayonnaise.
That's the point.
But
Yeah.
it's not a good taste.
Yes,
Mayonnaise
it
is
is.
pretty good.
I do
No,
not like
I agree.
mayonnaise.
It doesn't have a good
Guys,
taste, but
uh,
that's
I
hot or cold.
I got a text
Ugh.
back from my mom. She doesn't have the jersey anymore.
No!
The Arby's jersey is gone.
Not the meat.
No! I'm
We
gonna
needed
mourn
all
that
the
worse than
meat.
anything in the past
It's
few
gone.
years.
It's been
Ugh.
thrown in the garbage.
Oh.
Like where Arby's belongs.
Wow, poor Arby's. Someone clip it. Someone clip all this Arby's stock.
Arby's sponsor us.
Lana,
Yeah.
how do you not like a chicken sandwich?
I just don't. I mean, I guess maybe that like grilled chicken is fine, but I don't like crispy chicken.
Are you
on a
kidding?
sandwich.
Do you like chicken nuggets?
Yeah, but I don't like
What?
I don't like it on a sandwich.
This is assault.
How is this assault?
This
Wait,
is, how do you not like a
Lana.
chicken sandwich?
I just don't.
Is it like the patty that's like, or is it
I
like the
guess-
fresh chicken?
I guess it's like the patty, but just like I don't know. Like also, I went to Chick-fil-A once, and my friend made me get a chicken sandwich, and I did not like it. And
Wow.
I've got to say, I don't like Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, I can
It's
borderline understand
understandable,
why.
Yeah.
But the whole chicken sandwich, you got to go to Popeyes. my
When I
friend.
go to
You gotta get a
Popeyes, I
Popeyes
get
chicken.
either chicken like on the bone or strips. I don't get a sandwich.
Get the sandwich,
You
man.
gotta get the sandwich. You
Get
gotta
the
crispy
spicy chicken sandwich.
Oh, I don't.
Side of fries.
Side
See,
of
Popeyes fries.
I don't like
Ooh.
spicy,
Underrated.
many spicy things.
I like the
either.
red beans and rice from Popeyes.
I don't eat Popeyes.
Oh,
Amina,
no.
you could just turn off your camera and go home.
Mike turned off.
You're no longer needed here. That's insane.
You know what else is good? Checkers. Checkers is very underrated.
I've never had
Especially their
Checkers.
fries. They have like the best fries in the fast
They
food
sell
world.
their fries frozen, right?
No, I think so actually.
There's definitely
yeah,
a company
yeah,
that has
yeah,
like,
they do.
yeah, Checkers.
I
No, but they're so good.
that actually does sound good. I have another like controversial food topic.
Oh
No,
lord,
no.
I don't like curly fries either.
That's
That's not too.
that's not too
controversial.
hot. Take
what about waffle fries? Do you like waffle fries?
All right.
Yeah, they're okay.
Really?
Waffle fries
Waffles
are
are-
really good.
I
I don't
love
know.
I'm
what
a
you
waffles.
guys
big fan
are
of
hating
waffle.
on.
Okay. Smiley fries. The ones
Yes.
you see
No.
at
Whack.
school
Yes.
lunches.
Nasty.
Whack.
Oh no.
Absolutely not.
Yes.
Terrible.
Yes, I agree.
They're
Terrible.
right. Thank you,
Yes.
Anthony.
Disgusting.
Smiley fries.
They're so good.
They don't
Maybe
even
it's just-
taste like
They
a
s-
normal
They
fry.
smile back at me.
They
It's
do.
okay.
They're like
Oh
goldfish.
please.
No, anything
Goldfish
that
are
comes-
overrated too.
Amina, are you on Team Smiley
You don't
fries?
like goldfish?
Oh, he doesn't like gold.
No,
You're not a goldfish
hold
guy?
on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
It's great.
I don't hate goldfish. I don't really care for goldfish. Like I would never go out of my way to buy goldfish.
I love goldfish.
Oh, by the way,
You don't-
picture from the Arby's championship winning team.
Put it to your
Oh.
webcam.
I want one. I want
Picture
one
the
so bad.
Arby's championship
The
winning team.
Arby's
Look at your
national
boy in the
champions.
front. Look at him in
Wow.
the front.
That is amazing.
That was
All
like
listeners
10-year-old
love you to
Anthony
death.
Are
right
you
there.
wearing an Arby's shirt?
Shout
No, I'm wearing
out.
my football jersey I gave for football practice.
That's hilarious.
Arby's-
National champions of Arby's.
Yeah, 2011 softball Rockaway women's champions, the Arby's team. Mom, congratulations on that again.
Woo.
Yay.
It's been 11 years.
Shout out.